Hi everyone, I'm doing some testing before starting and we will start in 2 minutes or 1 minute. Hi everyone. Okay, everything seems good. Let me change quality. Okay. Well, as you know, if you enter this webinar, I only know the people that are in only if they use the chat. Okay, so if you just want to say hello when you come in, then I'll know who is in the room. Okay. So, okay, I think we can wait 1 minute and I will start. Okay, I'm going to prepare my interface. Okay, I think it's time now. Okay, so yeah, let's begin with the webinar of so yeah, welcome everyone watching, not, I mean, people watching live and watching not live, I mean in the future. Okay, so well, last week I talked about the basics of Mobincube. I explained what Mobincube is, how the type of apps you can create, or I mean all the things you can do with Mobincube, and basically I explained how Mobincube works. Okay, I told you that we are releasing a new interface. Okay, so when you log in, you will see the classic interface. But if you click here and try the new interface, then you will access to the new one. Okay, it's still in beta. Okay, there are some small bugs. Okay, but we are trying to fix them as soon as possible. Okay, but it really works very good. Okay, except for this week. This week we are migrating all our services to a new server. Okay, so I mean our database is super busy these days because we are deleting a lot of trash from the database before moving the database. Okay, so yeah, I mean, since the processors of our database are working 100% 24/7, then Mobincube might be a bit slower and some small bugs, things like that. Okay, but anyway, we're going to try to explain the lesson from today. Okay, so yeah, last week we started to explain all the interface, all the options on the menu, all the things, okay? And today we are going to start working with apps, okay? We're going to start editing apps. So, well, I told you that for creating apps, basically you need to design different screens or different pages in your app, and then you have to set connections or link those apps, those screens, okay? So the user can navigate through the app, okay? That's part of the user experience of the app. Okay, I guess you know that concept of, well, it's getting really popular these last years. The UX, that stands for user experience. Okay, and that's a super important thing for I mean when you're building apps. Okay, because you have to make things easy for the user so that when the user uses the app, I mean, he finds the app very comfy, and I mean, everything is in the place that they think that it should be. Okay, so if they have a good experience, then they will love your app and they will give you a good review on Google Play, so you will get more downloads, more money, and things like that. Okay, so yeah, and well, today we are going to talk about that, okay? Not about creating the screens, but I mean, we talked about that last week a little bit at the end, how to design screens and things like that. But today we are going to talk about how to make connections from one screen to another, okay? So we are going to create the whole navigation through the app. Okay, then I mean we can just set links or we can create menus. So today we're going to do both of them. Okay, so can you excuse me for 10 seconds? I'm going to grab my phone because I want to show you things on the phone later. Okay, 10 seconds. Okay, now I have it. So, okay, I'm going to create a new app. I click here on create application. Okay, and you know that by default I have one main screen, so I will start creating more screens. Okay, so let me change the name of the app. This would be like lesson 2, and the main screen well, I'm going to start with the basic. Okay, so well, basically I'm going to create a second screen. I will call this one like screen 2. Okay, and I'm going to create the basic link. Okay, so I can drop an image, and let me see if I have some images here. I think I have some. Yeah, this could work. Or hold on. Yeah, or here I also have one. Yeah, this one. This one looks good. Okay, well you can drop it here, and this will create a new image element. Okay. Oh no, it just changed the current one. Okay, so if you are editing an image and you drop an image, okay, it loads into that element. Okay, so that's great. So well, here I have my image. This is super basic. So I'm going to edit the image by clicking on it. Okay, and here on Events tab, I mean, this is the Properties panel. So, well, I can change the size and everything that you know already. So I can also add an event to that image. So you click here, and now we only support the on-touch event. Okay, so if someone touches this image, I mean, if our user taps on this image, we can make the app do something, like create an action. So I'm going to use the action open screen. This is for linking to another screen, for going to a different screen. Okay, so basically that's all. Okay, so in screen 2, I'm going to add a text, and I will put here, this is screen 2. Okay. Yeah, okay, super basic. Okay, so this is the first step, the most basic thing to link to screens. Okay, you can put an image, you can put a text, or you can put videos, anything you want. Okay, even a row, you can make an event on a row. Okay, so if someone clicks on that row, you can perform an action. Okay, so this is the most basic thing on how to link screens. Okay, well, I could create a demo, but I mean, I think this is too obvious that it's going to work. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to skip creating the demo. Okay, I'm going to go for the next example. Okay, so yeah, this is the basic one. And now we can create menus. Okay, so let's create a menu. So, well, with Mobincube, you can create different types of menus. Okay, there's the basic one, and or I mean, you can use a pre-made menu. We have some pre-mades, but also you can just create your own and customize. I mean, with all the flexibility that you need. Okay, so I'm going to start with the basic one. So, well, basically, a menu is, you know, a list of options, and you click on one option, and then the app does something. Okay, so well, here on the menu section, you have the basic. So you drop it, and this is the thing, that menus are like modules. Okay, so they need the full screen. Okay, so if in this case I have this image, but now when dropping the basic menu, then Mobincube is telling me that it requires the whole screen space. Okay, so if I click on yes, then the image will be gone. Okay, and now here's my menu. Okay, but let me explain one thing. As I told you, the new interface is in beta. I mean, we still don't have all the functionality that we have in the classic Mobincube. Okay, we are working on it. It should be soon available. Okay, but in the meantime, if you try to put some functionality that is not available on the main, I mean, on the new interface, you will see something like this. Okay, one white screen with an icon and then a button that will say edit screen. Okay, so if I click on edit screen, then the classic interface will pop up. Okay, but we're still in the new interface, but the classic is inside this window. Okay, this is the same tab of Chrome. Okay, so we're inside. So here we can do things and then close this window. So we will we will keep working on the new interface. Okay, but here I'm editing the basic menu. Okay, and this is how we used to edit menus in the classic interface. Okay, basically you have here a representation of your menu and a plus button here, so you can add options. You can add as many options as you want. Okay, and then you will see these options here, so you can just put the text. Okay, for example, this is going to be my main menu, and then I will show you how to create different types of menus. Okay, so for example, I'm going to create the menu like image menu, for example, and it will take me to a new screen. Go to screen, and I will call for a new screen. I will call it image menu, for example. Okay, then second option will be like custom menu, and I will do go to screen and new screen custom. Okay, and the third one can be well, I'm going to try an add-on menu. Okay, they don't work in the new interface yet. There are some problems with previewing them, but anyway, I'm going to explain them. Okay, so that when we fix it, maybe next week, then you will be able to use it. Okay, so I'm going to use add-on menu, for example. Okay, add-ons. Well, I haven't talked about add-ons, but the thing is that in the new interface, we have the classic components or the classic elements, which are images, videos, texts, things like that. But then we have some other elements that are not really like native elements. They are like mini web modules that are embedded in the app. Okay, like I mean, with those add-ons, you can create a login screen, you can create mini games, you can create virtual reality, you can create some pre-made menus, things like that. Okay, so I will use an add-on menu and go to screen. It's going to be add-on, for example. Okay, so now I have my menu. I mean, creating a basic menu like I did, this is the fastest way to create a menu, because you just need to worry about the text and the action. You can click on add, or you can select an option and remove. Okay, this is super fast. I mean, this is the easiest way to create a menu. Okay, if you want to customize it, you have some options here in this icon, in the second tab. Then this icon, this is for editing menus. So you can change this. This is the basic style, which is like buttons on the middle. You can change to list, which is this one. Okay, or you can make horizontal. Okay, basically you have buttons and with horizontal scroll. Okay, I don't really like this menu because you waste a lot of space on the screen. Okay, I mean, the list can be nice. Okay, I mean, there's a gradient. Okay, it goes from gray to white, but you can change all these colors. Okay, so yeah, it goes from gray, so you can go from, okay, let me try. I mean, you can do whatever colors you want, or even use the same. Okay, if you don't want this gradient, you can use always the same color. Okay, you can change everything from here. And the selection, the lines, colors, the font. Okay, not pretty nice. Okay, and also in the basic, you can change the radius of the corner of the buttons. Okay, so yeah, it depends on the type of app you are building. Then you should select basic or list, okay? But creating them is super easy. You've seen it, okay? So that's all you need to do to create a menu in a super fast way. Okay, I'm going to close it. Okay, and well, there's a small problem we need to fix. I created some new screens, okay, but the new interface didn't refresh. So if that happens, you can just close the app and open it again. Okay, okay, this is a small thing. I guess we will fix it so that you don't need to close it and open it again. Okay, but anyway. So, well, now I have my main screen. First option will go for the image menu. Okay, and in the image menu is going to be this component called, let me check. This one. This is the interactive image. So you can drop it. And again, it is a classic interface screen. Okay, so you can edit. And the interactive image is another way. I mean, in the past, graphic designers used to like to use the image interactive image menu. Okay, so basically this is for you can design a nice picture, put it on the background, and then create like areas over that image so that you can make them clickable. Okay, so for example, let me check if I have yeah, for example, I have this picture that is simulating you know, the iPhone or something. Okay, so I can just add this picture to Mobincube. Here you can open the local resources manager. So I'm going to drag and drop it here. Okay, so something's happening. Okay. Okay, I can click here and select. It will open this. And let's try again. Okay, now I can drop it. Okay, so click here to select it and use 100%. You can make it bigger, okay, in case you want to have some scroll. This was used for creating maps, like indoor maps with regions, things like that. Okay, you can use this type of screen for that. But if in case you want a menu, you make it 100%. And then you should select here areas. So now you can just click and drag to create an area. Okay, so here's my area, and if you click on it, you can change the style of the area. If you use hide the area, it will be invisible, okay, but still clickable. So in this area, I can perform an action. So go to screen and go to screen 2, for example. Okay, and you can add as many areas as you want. Okay, you can add more. You can, I mean, once created, you can move it. Let's make it invisible and go to screen and again screen 2. Okay. Okay. So this is the way you create. I mean, if you're a designer and you want to create a super nice menu, I mean, with a background that is integrated with the icons, things like that, this is the way to go. Okay. Well, normally this is not the way I like to create menus, because the thing is that if you decide to change the image, because I mean you want to make some changes, change colors, things like that, then you will have to upload a new image, and in that case you will lose all the areas, so you will have to start again and create the areas again. Okay, so I prefer to create my custom menu without images. Okay, I will explain that in the next step. Okay, so now we have this image menu, and I should close. Well, no, I don't need to close because I didn't create a new screen. Okay, so well, that for images. Now I'm going to use the custom menu. Okay, and well, I think I should use more screens. Well, let me create another one called screen 3, and here I will add a text that will say this is screen 3. And then I didn't change the name, or I think I changed it. Screen 3. Okay. And maybe I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is okay. Okay, now I have the add-on, the custom image menu, screen 2 and screen 3. Okay, that will be for the last example. Okay, now I'm going to create my custom menu. So how can you do it? So normally, since a menu is like a list of buttons, okay, normally when I create a custom menu, I use rows. Okay, because well, I like to create rows and menus with rows, but you can create, I mean, you can create the same icon menu like the iPhone screen or the, well, Android as well. You can create menus with tables. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to make it simple. Okay, and in the next webinar, I'm going to talk about design. Okay, so I will teach you how to create things much nicer if you're not a designer, things like that. Okay, but well, today I'm going to try to do it nicely, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time. Okay, so well, I'm going to create a row. Remember we talked about rows last week. So rows allows us to put elements one next to the other, okay, and arrange them horizontally. So here's my row, and now I can add a column into the row. Okay, so well, the row here, you have the content tree. The row is 100%, and the column, I'm going to use, for example, an icon on the left, then a text, and then an arrow or something on the right. Okay, so my first column will be like 20% maybe. And well, let me add some resources, local resources, and I think I have some here. One moment. Wow, I thought they were here, but where are they? Resources, Mobincube, they should be here. Assets, maybe, Android, config, iOS, no. Apps, no. Add-ons, no. Okay, then I guess I will need to create them because I don't know where I put my files. Marketing, test, resources. Sorry for this. I'm pretty sure. Oh, maybe they are here. Webinar, yeah, here. Okay. Okay, yeah, this folder here. Okay, so I'm going to add some icons. I have like these 5 icons, but yeah, these 4. Okay, and you see that these icons have already some transparent margin around the image. Okay, so this is good. I mean, you should know how to do this, but anyway, next class I will explain a little bit on how to create this margin. Okay, but normally when I look for icons, I use Icon Finder, and here you can create like mobile UI, for example, and then you can select free, and you will get a lot of icons. Okay, you can select those. Okay, normally those are for free. Some of them have like free for commercial use license, so that's great. Okay, but the thing is, if you download them, they will be something like that. You see that the image is touching the border, or it's touching the canvas. Okay, so normally when I want to upload them to Mobincube, I do this. I use like Pixlr or some image editing tool, and I add this padding around the image. Okay, that will make the app look nicer on Mobincube. Okay, so now I have 4 icons. I should need a 5th. Okay, so, well, it's not here, so I guess maybe I can do the small example so I can show you how to add this margin, which is the one. This one I have, the t-shirt I have, maybe this one. Yeah, okay, this one has margin already, so. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so now I have my 4 icons. Good. So I'm going to put an image here and select, for example, the photos. Okay. Now I have this column with this image. I'm going to add a new column next to this one, and this one is going to be like I think 80%, 70%, or yeah, so that I still have 10% left for a small arrow on the right. Okay, so then I will add some text. Okay, and here I'm going to use like option 1. Okay, and I'm going to use font size small. Okay, by default we have the medium, which is too large in my opinion. Okay, but I prefer to change it to small. Okay, then to this column I'm going to use middle alignment. Okay, so the text goes in the middle. Okay, and then let me find an arrow. Something like maybe I want something simple, like maybe this. Okay, 64, that's okay. And I'm going to open the local resources and drop my arrow. Okay, so now I'm going to add a 3rd column here in this empty space, and this should be 10%. Okay, and then put an image here. Okay, and this column is going to have middle alignment, and this image is going to have the arrow. Okay, so now I have this button, and well, you can add a background to the whole image, I mean to the whole row. Okay, in case you want to have some graphic menu or something like that. Okay, or you could do something like having a background on the screen. I mean, if you click here until the end, then you will see the background color of my screen. And I could do something like this. And I could have my whole row could be like white. Okay, and I mean, and you don't even need to put like 100% of the screen. You could do something like 90% and put it in the center. Okay, something like that you could do as well. Okay, I mean, the design is up to you. Okay, next week we will talk about design. But for now, let me put 100%. Well, now, if you want to create 4 buttons, well, we don't have the copy and paste here in the new interface yet. So you can, I mean, there's a trick. So you can copy and paste this button like 4 times. Okay, you can go to like classic screen, like the image menu or the main menu. Okay, and go to the classic interface. And well, if you don't have any screen, you can just create a basic menu only for going to the classic interface, okay, and then remove it, because from here you can change screens. You can click on the first tab and select the custom or custom. Okay, so now you can select, I mean, nothing is selected, so click only once. So now my whole row is selected. Now you can do Control C and Control B. Even if you are in a Mac, use Control, okay, and Control B again and Control B again. Okay, so now I have 4 buttons. So close it, go to Custom, and again, it didn't refresh, so you can close it and open it again. And well, it's not loaded. I mean, this is still something we have to fix, so just close the app and fix it and open it. Okay, now I have my 4 buttons. Okay, you see? So now I can just change the text. Option 2. I can change the image. This one. This one. And the last one. Okay, and then the text. Option 3 and option 4. Okay, so this way I have, I mean, this is a nicer menu than the basic menu, you see? I mean, it took us some extra time, but the result is much nicer, okay? So, well, now you can add, I mean, if you can want to use a gradient, okay, for instead of having white buttons, you could add some gradient, something like this. But in case you do this, I would suggest to make it really soft. Okay, if the top of the button is white, then use like small gray, but almost white. Okay, so here I have a small gradient. Okay, but it's not that strong. Okay, and here you can also do some gradient. The thing is that if you create a super soft gradient, this one, okay, then it will be useful so that you, I mean, even if you don't add a line to separate the buttons, the gradient will create a line. You see this effect in the middle? Okay. And then if you want to link to another screen, you have to select, I mean, you could do only the arrow, the text, or the icon, or you can do an action in the whole row. You can select the row, go to events, and select action open screen, and open like screen 3, for example. Okay, so now the whole row is a button. Okay, so well, so here we have another way to create a menu and to link screens. Okay, what else? Well, of course you can combine this with a header. You can create a big header, for example. Yeah, you could drag an image here on top. Okay, so now I created a bar, and in this bar I'm going to select an image. Let's use Unsplash. Okay, for example, skateboard. Okay, I want to have some horizontal image. Okay, for example. So now I have a nice menu. Okay, and well, you can put this image in the bar, or you could put it in the main content, just above the buttons. Okay, the difference is that in case I have a lot of content, for example, let's add some image here, and let's add some big one. For example, I don't know, this one. Okay. Okay, so now, I mean, the second image is not a bar, it's inside the main content, and the first image is in the bar. Okay, so you see I have scroll here, but not in the top image. Okay, this is also important. Okay, so yeah, you see that combining rows and images, you can create a super nice menu. Okay, and it's super easy, you see. Okay, so yeah, now let's talk about the add-ons menu. Okay, let me repeat again. They are a bit buggy in the new interface. Okay, because I mean they work in the app, but the thing is that this visualization of the add-ons is not working correctly. Okay, we need to fix it. But anyway, you have some pre-made menus here. You have the grid, the rainbow, and the elegance. Okay, so you can just drop it, and it's a full screen thing. Okay, so it will, I mean, if you have content on the screen, it will tell you to remove the content. Okay, so well, basically you have this pre-made menu. Okay, with this the gradient, with the icons. Okay, so well, you can change things from here, like the title. I think here you can find the text, or yeah, here. For example, you can change this main menu. Okay, and I guess if I press enter, it will break. Oh no, it works. Okay, so yeah, I didn't say anything. Then you can change the subtitle, like select an option. Okay, for example. Then you have these other options. So you can change the icons. Okay, so you have to pick each one of the options. Okay, you can select the icon, or you can change the text. You can change the size. I mean, you can customize this whole. I mean, there are a lot of parameters here. You can change colors, text, fonts. I mean, in case you want to use your own TTF file, things like that, you can just use these options. Okay. Then you have some other parameters you can configure in this. I mean, add-ons. Normally, when you click on an element like an image, you see these properties and you change the image. But when you are editing an add-on, okay, in the properties, you are going to see more tabs and you are going to see a lot of more options. Okay, in case you want to change the number of columns, I mean, a lot of things. Okay, you can change it from here. Okay, so you want to set destination for option one, select option one, and then there should be here on the bottom link to screen. You can make it, and you can connect this to screen 2, for example. Okay. Okay, so well, you have some other add-ons like the grid one is very similar, I think. No, well, it's empty. Yeah, you have in this one, it's like the other one, but it's not pre-made. You have to build all the buttons and things like that. Okay, but I mean, if you want to try, just try it. I mean, you can add buttons. You see, item one, and then destination screen, screen 2, and text. This is my, well, I can use screen 2, for example. Okay, yeah, text is white, it's here. You can select a background image, I think, for the item. I'm not sure if this will work. Ah, okay, yeah, it works. Well, this was not working last week, but I guess they changed something. Okay, so this is nice. So I have this one, I have this one, like I could go to screen 3 and screen 3 and then select a different background. Let me find another one. Kate. I want to, the thing is that here I don't see if they are horizontal or vertical, but okay, anyway. Well, you can create these buttons, okay? And from here, you can select the number of columns, like 2 or 1. This is nice, this menu. Let's add another one. Item 3 can be screen 4. It doesn't exist, but anyway, let's go to screen 3 and set a background like skate, for example. Okay, and then button 4, like screen 3, and this one, for example. Okay, so now I have 4 icons. Here you can change the number of columns. You select 1. You see? This is also nice for creating menus. Okay, it's very fast, and I mean, you cannot customize everything like the previous one, but still you get nice things. Okay, and you can change the margin, you see, or without margin. Okay, then you can change the text size, text color, the font. You can use different fonts. Okay, or well, you're supposed to be able to upload, yeah, TTF file. Okay, yeah, you can select custom TTF, and I think you can upload your own TTF file. Let me check. I think I have some here. Okay. Yeah, it works. This is impressive. I mean, last week it was not working, but as I told you, we are still adding things. Okay, but it's super nice. Okay, and yeah, so now we have a different menu. Okay, then you can add filters, I think. Image filter. Yeah. Wow. I didn't remember these filters and this. I mean, it was a really nice way to create menus. Okay, you can, or my own filter. If you create your own filter, you can upload an image with semi-transparencies, okay, and it will be added. Okay, so if you want to create your own like borders, things like that, and you can still do it, like adding some grunge stuff, you can do it. Okay, and even change the background. You can change the background. Oh, it's, for example, in case you want to, instead of white, you can, wait, where's the transparency? No, I wanted to change the transparency, but okay, maybe I can change this 60%. 60%. Okay, something like that. Okay, you see? Okay, so now we have a third type of creating a menu. This is nice, right? And finally, I'm going to create another way to create navigation. Okay, I mean, today we've seen like the basic link from one screen to another. Then we created menus, but those menus were taking the whole screen. Okay, well, the custom one was not the whole screen. You can customize your screen. Okay, but the thing is that each screen was a menu. Okay, so I mean the purpose of the whole screen was to be a menu. Okay, but there are other things that you can create navigation in your apps. Okay, I guess you've seen a lot of apps out there that instead of having menus, they just have a navigation bar on the bottom or on top. Okay, so I'm going to explain how to create a navigation bar. Okay, it's super easy. I mean, it's basically the same thing as the custom menu that we created. Okay, so yeah, we have one, two. Okay, let me change the name, and this is going to be add-on add-on menu. Okay, and then I'm going to remove this one because I don't really like it. Okay, and then I just need to go to the main. Well, now I have problems. Well, now I don't see the menu, but it should be here. Okay, yeah, I see it. I'm going to change the main screen because since I removed the first add-on menu, I need to change the link here. Okay, go to screen, add-on menu. Okay. Okay, so once I'm in the custom menu, for example, I'm going to create a navigation bars. Okay, so first I will have my main menu, my basic menu, and then as soon as I go to a different section or a different screen, I'm going to start navigating using the navigation bar. Okay, so for example, here I'm going to add a row, but here as a bar. Okay, so I'm going to create a new bar. You can drop it here or you can drop it here in the bottom bars. Okay, and this bar is going to have 5 columns. Each one of them is going to take 20% of the row. Okay, and another one, 20%, and 20%. No, not the image row, sorry, a column, and here it's going to be 20%. Okay, so now I have my full row here on the bar. I can use a background. For example, let's make it, maybe brown, or I don't know. Okay, and so this is my first bar. Okay, now I'm going to drop an image here. Okay, and this is important. I told you about the internal margin on the images. Okay, so what if I select one image? Let me upload one image without margin, like this one. Oh, it's the same name. Well, keep both. Okay, so oh no, this one has margin. No, this is not the one I wanted. Okay, is this one. This one is the one without margin. Okay, so here. Okay, so a lot of Mobincube users, when they want to create a menu or a navigation bar, they do things like that. They just put like super big icons. Well, I'm going to use the same, but well, no, let me upload that. Okay, they do things like this. Okay, you see now my navigation bar, and all the icons are so big that it's awful. Okay, when I see this, I think I get some headache or something like that. Okay, but a lot of people, they think that only putting icons makes the bar nice. Okay, but if you do this, I mean, it's going to look horrible. Okay, so I mean, you can fix it like by changing. I mean, you can change the size of the image like 50% and put it in the middle and here. Okay, you can do something like this. Okay, this is a bit nicer. Okay, but the problem is that if you put all the icons 50%, okay, let's see the second one. If you do this 50% and put it in the center, you see now the whole bar has become, I mean, the height of the whole bar now is smaller. Okay, but what if you want to have a bigger bar? Okay, and have more space on top and on bottom. Okay, so instead of making the icons smaller, this is where you need to select the icons that already have the margin. Okay, so the size of this image is now making the bar higher. Okay, but I mean there's transparency in the image, but the image is bigger than it looks. It's not only the black icon, it's also the margins. Okay, so this way this icon is going to make the height of the bar. Okay, so now I can add more icons like this one. This one, and for example this one. Okay, this one is super big, but well, in this case, since I only need an icon to be high, okay, and to make the height of the bar, so I can make this icon smaller and no one will realize. Okay, and this column here in the middle. Okay, so you see now my bar is much nicer than before. Okay, for my opinion, they are still too big. Okay, so well, you could add some text. I mean, since these are each column is a vertical stack, so you could add a text here below the icon and put something like shop, for example, and make this text like tiny and in the center. Okay, you could do also things like this. Okay. What else you can do with the bars? Well, the thing is that now you can, you know that bars are global to the app. I mean, this bar doesn't belong to this screen. Okay, this app belongs to the app. So I can use the same bar in different places. Okay, for example, if I go to the image menu, now I can get my bar and put it here. And I'm going to select this one. Okay, and you see, so it's the same bar. So if I make some change here, imagine that I remove the text, you can just drop it here. Okay, so I remove the text. So if I go back to the other screen, you see the bar changed because I changed the bar, not the screen. Okay, so well, if you want to create this bar even better, what you can do is to have 5 different bars. Okay, for example, imagine that I want to create different backgrounds so that I know which is the selected option. Okay, so you have to make copies of the bars. So from here, I think this is the bars manager, but I think I cannot make a copy of it. Okay, we have to add this option to make a copy of the bar. Okay, but you can do this in the classic interface. So let's do the trick again. Let's go to the main menu, edit screen, and wait until it loads. Okay, and now in the third tab, you have the bar manager, the old bar manager. Okay, so from here, I can make copies. So, well, first let me change the name, bar 1, and you can make a copy. Okay, change the name to bar 2. Okay, it's bar 3. Bar 2, and bar 4 and bar 5. Okay, so now I have 5 different bars. Okay, so I'm going back here, and well, for the first one, the first one is, well, I don't really care which is the first one. I think it was image menu. Okay, so here I'm going to add, I have this bar, but I'm going instead, well, this is bar 1. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to change the background of the first column. Okay, so let's do something like this. Maybe a bit darker, something like that. Okay, so now they will know that this is the option selected. Okay. Oh, by the way, I didn't use actions. Yeah, I should do something like that. For column 2, I should create an event and go, where is it? Open screen, let's say custom, for example. Okay. And for the third row, I will do open screen add-on menu. Okay. For next column, I will do open screen screen 2, and last one is going to be open screen screen 3. Okay, I should have put the actions before making the copies of the bars. Okay, because now I will need to put the actions on every bar. Okay, and that's going to be a bit boring. Okay, but anyway, so well, I have this bar 1. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the next screen, custom. Okay, and instead of having bar 1, I'm going to remove the bar. Okay, and I'm going to add the bar number 2, this one. Okay, so now I can customize bar number 2. So I will change the background only in the second column. Okay. Well, I'm not going to add all the actions. Okay, you know how to add it, how to add them. Sorry. So I'm going to go to the add-on menu, and here I'm going to drag and drop the bar number 3, and I will put a background in the third one. Okay, so now screen 2, again a bar number 4, and select column number 4 and use this brown color. Okay, and finally we're going to go to screen 3 and add, this is optional, the different colors. You can just have one bar if you want to finish fast your app. You can just create one bar for all. Okay, but if you spend this was like 15 minutes, something like that. So, it's worth the time, I think. Okay, so this is it. Okay, well, I didn't put actions in bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, bar 5. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to create a demo of the app, and I will install it in my phone and show it to you. Okay, and see how it looks. And this is pretty much it. All the things I wanted to talk about today: how to link screens, how to create menus, how to create these navigation bars. Okay, so yeah, with this and the things we learned last week, you can start creating nice apps, I think. But talking about nice apps, next week I will talk about how to make the apps even nicer. Okay, because after all these years with, I mean, working on Mobincube, we've seen a lot of users creating apps. They create the apps fast, but since they are not designers, a lot of users create apps that look a bit, not really nice, So, but I mean, they always say that they are not designers. So next week, I'm going to explain how to create nice apps even without being a designer. Okay, so I will give you small tips. I will talk about the most common mistakes people do. Okay, and yeah, and then with these three first webinars, then I mean you'll be able to create nice apps. Okay, then in lesson number 4, I think we will talk about databases so that you can create more complex apps, and I mean with a lot of information, things like that. Okay, because well, also databases are going to help you save a lot of screens. Okay, because well, the databases normally, I mean, imagine that you want to create one app for your city and you want to show like 100 restaurants, something like that. I mean, there are some users that when they try to do that, they create 100 screens. I mean, all the screens look the same, but when they want to change some color, they have to change the color in the 100 screens. Okay, but with databases, you can have just one screen and have all the restaurants in the database. Okay, so you can just, the screen is like a template. Okay, so you can change restaurant, use the same screen, and only the information will be changed. Okay, but still only one screen. Okay, so yeah, let's wait 1 minute or two until this is done. Well, normally demos take like 3 minutes, something like that. Sometimes a bit more. And well, today I told you at the beginning that this week we're having our databases working at 100%. Okay, because well, we are migrating our services to a new server. So we are removing a lot of information in our databases. I mean, for doing the migration easier. Okay, so we are removing like 1 million apps this week. I mean, all the apps that people didn't want anymore. So yeah, it takes almost like 5 days. Okay, so during these 5 days, our database server is working 24/7 and full capacity. Okay, so that can make Mobincube be a bit slower. Okay, this is why this demo is taking a bit more than expected, I think. Okay. Yeah, I just want to show you in my phone. Okay, so yeah, I think I'll wait. In the meantime, I can, let me think if I missed something today. We saw navigations. Well, regarding navigation, there's another way. Yeah, I forgot this. There's another way you can make navigation between screens. Okay, I explained how to add a link in an image or a text. Okay, I explained how to create menus like with rows and columns, things like that. Also with add-ons, image menus, okay? But there's another way to create a link without the user touching anything, okay? And that's with the timers. Okay, so for any screen, you can create a timer. For example, if they go from screen 2, you could add a timer on screen 2, here on screens, properties, and timer. Okay, so you can perform an action after some time, well, sometime after the screen is loaded. Okay, so if they go to screen 2, and maybe you want to show like the log of your company for 2 seconds. Okay, so you can put here 2 seconds and do something like open screen 3. Okay, so in this case, if they go to screen 2 and without user interaction, after 2 seconds, it will automatically go to screen 3. Okay, this is a timer, and this is another way you can create navigation through screens. Okay, normally this is used for, yeah, for showing a logo or something like that, or showing a promo, or I mean, or to simulate a loading screen, something like that. Okay, well, there's a different way to do that. Let me show you. There's another add-on called the loader. Okay, this should be in the middle. I think it's something like the preview. Yeah, well, it will be here in the middle. I don't know why it shows up there. Okay, but you can change the image. You can, I mean, this is useful in case you want to use a GIF, animated GIF. This is the only way you can use an animated GIF. Okay, for a loading screen or an animated logo of your company, things like that. Okay, you can change the styling, make it bigger. Okay, now vertical position. Okay, and then you can do this. Okay, so after 2 seconds, go to screen 3, for example. Okay, so this is another way for navigating. Okay, and yeah, I think this is taking too long, my demo. This is not the normal thing. I mean, normally it takes 3 minutes, so maybe there was some error in the server. So instead of a demo, I'm going to try to publish the app and see if this works. Yeah, still thinking. Yeah, this is because of the database working full time. But well, we will finish the migration next Tuesday. Okay, so by the way, next Tuesday, Mobincube will be closed. It will be in the morning here in Spain, in Europe. So we will start at 9 a.m. Okay, so if you are in North America or I mean or South America, or I mean, you will probably be sleeping, so it won't bother you. Okay, but the thing is that it will be closed for, I mean, it might be 4 hours, but we're not sure about that. So maybe it can take like 12 hours. Okay, so in that time, what we'll do, I will be doing live. I mean, if you access mobincube.com, we will try to put some live webinars, things like that in the meantime. Okay, so we will explain things, different things, not only Mobincube, but also how to create like images, how to use pixeler, things like that. Okay, so we will try, I mean, not to be shut down the whole time, but doing things for you. Okay, and well, I think the demo is broken. I don't know why. Okay, let's hope the version 1 generates. Okay, and yeah, and then after the migration, after Tuesday, Mobincube is going to work much better. Okay, because the thing is that now we are looking local servers, and now we are moving to some international servers. Okay, so if you are in America, then the speed of Mobincube is going to be much faster after next Tuesday. Okay, because the files will be closer to you. I mean, servers are going to be much faster. Okay, so yeah, you'll see it's going to work much better and without downs, because the servers we're using now, it's a local server. We've been using that for years, but we've been having a lot of trouble. I mean, because that server is not meant to be for an international product like Mobincube with thousands of users. But okay, I think maybe the generators are down and they didn't tell me. I don't know, but this is taking too long. This is not the normal thing. Normally you get the demo or the version in 3 minutes, but something's happening. So I'm not sure if I will be able to show you the app. Okay. Well, I can check. I'm going to log out and go to the classic interface and see if there's something only with the new interface that it didn't realize. Well, I need to go to mobincube.com and then log in, because this login screen is different. This goes to the classic interface, and if you were in the new interface and log out, that login screen takes you again to the new interface. So no, still the demo is still working. So yeah, I guess there's some problem with the generator today. So yeah, I will tell our team so that they will fix it very soon. Okay. Or maybe there's a problem with this app. I mean, there shouldn't be a problem because it's super simple app, but sometimes that happens, especially this week. Okay. Well, I'm going to wait just 1 more minute. Okay, and if it doesn't work, then I mean the app is going to look very similar to what we did. Okay, so we don't really need to see the app on the phone. Okay, it's very it's going to look almost like this. Okay, so yeah, I mean this is a live demo. Okay, and always when you're live, this is the Murphy law, and you get this type of errors. Okay, but I mean it should work when as soon as you try it. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm going to finish the webinar for today. Okay. And well, maybe in next class, I can start showing you how it looked on the phone. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, as I told you, next Thursday, I will talk about creating nicer apps. Okay. So I will explain how to improve the app quality. I will explain like most frequent mistakes that make your app look horrible. I will explain how to get resources, where you can get images, where you can get videos, where you can get audio files. Okay, so I will explain those websites. And I will explain also a little bit about pixeler editor. Okay, so we can add transparency to our images. We can change things like that. Okay, so that will be next Thursday, I guess. Well, or maybe I change the time. Okay, so yeah, please subscribe to this channel if you want to keep following our webinars. Okay, because yeah, I think this is not the best time for webinars in English. Okay, maybe because the time difference. Okay, so I will try to change the time maybe a bit later so that no one is having lunch. Okay, yeah, but I will let you know. Okay, we will put the link on Mobincube so that you can know. Okay, so well, thanks everyone for being here. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.